Hey guys, it's Melanie. Hope you're having a great day. So I'm coming at you with a bare face to start with here because we are going to go through my current almost poreless powder foundation routine. I have discovered the most amazing new, I'm gonna call it a primer type product for my oily skin with enlarged pores. And I know I'm really late to the game on this, but it's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Have you guys heard of this? If you haven't, get out from under the rock that you are living. I've seen this all over Instagram, and boy, does it appear to work really well. At least in the videos that I've seen on Instagram. So I decided to go ahead and finally try this product out. And I just went with the shade Universal, which is basically a translucent. This is the container. I don't know why there's a scoop. I would never scoop this product out. I'll show you guys how I use it. But this is the Universal here. So basically this is a colorless, sorry, light has to adjust. This is a colorless balm. But after you press it into the skin and give it just like a minute to sort of dry down, it turns into almost like a powder type consistency. And this, not only does this extend the wear of my makeup significantly, but it also helps to blur the look of my pores so well. I don't look completely poreless. I feel like with the skin that I have, that's impossible. However, my pores look so much better. So since the Universal has worked so well for me, I would totally at this point consider also picking up one of the lighter shade options to see how that works as well. But this Universal for right now is fabulous. So I'm gonna take you guys through my powder foundation routine using this product and show you how I can get a really nice, kind of flawless, almost poreless look to my skin. So the way that I like to apply this is a little bit different from the instructions. By the way, the reason this works so well is apparently because of this blurring Swedish technology called Upsolite, which helps to create a soft focus effect on pores and fine lines. And they tell you to tap on with fingers to smooth and blur textured areas. So, but I have been taking the BK Beauty 101 brush and just kind of like stippling it in here. I don't know why I started using this brush, but I just grabbed it one day and used it instead of my fingers to like initially apply the product. And I liked the way that this distributed it on my skin, so that's what we're doing. But I just put a little bit on there, and sorry, I can't do this in the viewfinder, so I'm gonna grab my mirror. And I just sort of like stipple it onto the areas of my face where I want the primer to be focused. I will say, if you have dry skin or you deal with like flaky, really textured skin, I've heard that this is not the best product for those of you that have that particular skin type. It does want to cling to like textured areas on the skin. So like if you have a bunch of like active like flaking, if your skin's really dry and it's kind of flaky, this is not the product for you. So what I do is I distribute it on my face, and then I go in and I press it in like that. And I just am literally pressing it into my skin. And what it does is it sort of helps to fill in the pores, but not in a way where it feels like it's clogging your skin, or like it doesn't feel heavy at all. This is definitely one of like the lightest primers that I've ever tried. with this particular texture. Now, if I see there's like a little bit more coverage that I'm looking for, I just tap on a little bit more and then again press that into the skin. I really tend to focus it a little bit more like in this area right here. This is where I deal with the most enlarged pores. So once that's on there, I am gonna just give this a second to dry down. But I really like how this like immediately kind of settles into the skin and just kind of evens things out. Now, if you get one of the like colored options, it's gonna help with a little bit of extra coverage. So whether you're going in with powder foundation or liquid foundation, you're just gonna get a little bit of extra coverage from the colored options, or the different shades, if you will. Next, I'm gonna take the Lorac Pro Loose Setting Powder. I have this in the shade Vanilla, and I'm taking a damp beauty blender type sponge, if you will. And then I'm going to dip that into the powder and then press that into my skin. So doing this, again, is going to help with disguising my pores. It's also gonna help set that blurring balm a little bit more and help to absorb excess oil throughout the day. Now, you would think with a damp sponge that like it wouldn't work with the powder, but it totally works. Obviously, don't have like a super wet sponge, like that's not going to do anything. It has to be like quite dry, if you will. So I just keep pressing that into my skin. And then I'm gonna go in with my powder foundation, which for me is the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. I have this in the shade Fair, and I'm just gonna use this MELANIEP powder bronzer brush. You can get this for 12 bucks at Fred Meyer, or you can also buy this at Ulta. I will link everything that I'm putting on my face in the description box down below. Then just really blend that powder foundation into the skin. I have been wearing powder foundation pretty much my entire adult life at this point, and I really think that it is just a better fit for oily skin types. I know most people prefer liquid, but I just think it looks so much more natural on the skin. Oftentimes I find that liquids, they look very mask-like on me, and it honestly is probably because of my skin type, but they just also feel so much heavier. I do take it all the way up underneath my eyes. And then if I want a little bit of extra coverage, like right now my melasma is acting up a little bit, so I take that sponge again with the powder foundation, just put a little bit on there. And then I can build up in the areas where the melasma is acting up. Sometimes also in the winter around my nose, it can get kind of red, so I'll do a little extra coverage around there and underneath the eyes. Then, just as a final finishing touch, because this is actually a better color match to my skin, the Wander Beauty Wanderlust Powder Foundation in the shade Light, I just very lightly dip my brush into here and then run that over top of the Balance and Brighten in the shade Fair. The Fair is very neutral from Laura Geller, and it's a little too neutral for my skin tone, so I find that just a light layer of the Wander Beauty over top helps to correct the shade a little bit for me. I do wish that Laura Geller had a slightly better color selection of her powder foundation in terms of different tones. But it just looks so pretty on the skin that I stick with it. All right, and there it is, my pretty poreless powder foundation routine. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and I'll just share a couple more thoughts about the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Bone Powder. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I just finished up the rest of my makeup here. I will list and link everything that I used, again, in the description box down below. But I really love how smooth and even my skin looks with this Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is fabulous. Now, I think if you have oily skin, if you deal with enlarged pores, or you have combination skin that doesn't have a ton of texture in terms of dry patches, this is absolutely worth checking out. If you have dry skin, you're not gonna like this. If you check out the reviews over on Sephora, it's the people that have like dry patches on their skin that absolutely hate this product. I can have that from time to time if I go ham with my tretinoin and I'm not good about following up with moisturizers. But typically, like, I don't deal with a lot of dry patches on my skin. Now, this is by far my new favorite primer. The two most recent primers that I've tried within the last couple of years that I thought also worked pretty well, but admittedly not as good as this Danessa Myricks. The Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass, this works quite well. And then the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas. Now, I would say if you are someone who deals with the drier skin type, instead of the Danessa Myricks, I would say go check out this Tatcha Silk Canvas. I think this is going to be much more to your liking in terms of its texture. This doesn't seem to grab onto the dry patches the way that the Danessa Myricks does. So definitely, I think if you're dry, I would aim for this one. If you have oily skin, I would aim for the Danessa Myricks. So whatever this Upsolite technology is from Sweden, I would like to have more of it in my life because it's pretty magical for my particular skin type. So anyway, have you tried the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder? Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.